Oh, all right, guys. Listen, I have to apologize. It's 6:37. I feel like I was just talking to myself. I talk to myself a lot, but I was just talking to myself for like a good a good 7 minutes. For some reason, the stream didn't go live. So with that said, I'll back it up a second. What up, everyone? Good morning. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. I think it's like an omen. It's the second day in a row. Yesterday, the stream cut off, and we were at a short-term top in the spies and the small caps. And this morning, it didn't quite turn on. So I think there's a little bit of back and forth of what's happening here. Now I see. I was wondering why there was no comments. Anyway, with that said, that's kind of funny. So I'm going to just backtrack a little bit for a second. First thing that we did speak about here was the spies. And if you remember yesterday, I was like, what's going to happen here? Are we going to, are we going to be really tight in this upper range, or are they going to make it a little bit looser and wider? And yesterday they did break this 597. There were some guys yesterday who were able to make some money short. When it broke 597, it hovered for a little while, but then it went all the way down to 594.37. So that was a nice little spot, to get short, cover some, and then it gave us a new point of reference. So the question now is, are we going to continue to let this 8-day catch up go sideways and then continue, or are they going to, shake the tree down a little bit and make it a little bit harder? I don't know. What I also said before is, I was playing very heavy offense. Pretty much here was when the sequence started for the spies, right here on September 11th, and then went all the way to about here, and this is when we went more neutral. And then this was the pre kind of election move where, I was on Fox Business and I'm like, I'm buying, more Bitcoin. I'm buying Tesla call spreads. I'm buying more Amazon. We put on the, calls for the IWM. And now up here, I just feel like, we just had a major run, and I want to be a little bit more conservative, a little bit more. That's it. All I'm saying is I don't want to have a big bed down day. I want to stack days now and add it up. So this way we end the year off strong. For those of you who trade monthly, I want you to end the month off strong. I want you to get a great check. I want you to feel good about yourself, And anyway, so with that being said, today's the CPI at 8:30. It's definitely going to move things around. People are worried that, these pro free enterprise, pro growth, pro, just whatever you think Trump's administration is going to cause inflation. So they kind of want to see a CPI in line or lighter to keep this going. If it's hotter, they might break this area, and then we see what's next. As I said before, the IWM went kind of to one of the targets. It went to 242.39. We had a big move here. It was great to take options and you had your pivot here. All you had to do is take the 228 calls, knowing if it got above there, where would it go? And it went a lot higher. And if you look at the weekly chart of the IWM, kind of met the top here. This was, this was the high end of this area. So first kiss, usually you get some resistance. The bears have to think it's a double top, right? And then after a little bit, you figure out what really is next. How do you digest? How do you use your retracement rule? So as of right now, it did hit, this high. Now the question is, where does it hold in? So I would think if you could really base that a little bit better on the daily chart, because you know where these gaps are. As of right now, all you did yesterday is fill the top gap, okay, which gave you a way out if you were still in it. And now you're still above the 8-day, still above 235, and we'll see what happens at 8:30. And then real quickly before I get to the comments, I did tell you guys while it was happening. Red Dog tells you while it's happening, not after. And on the VTF, they get to see it live. Yes, live. When I put it on, take it off, etc., to help give you confidence to follow the strategies that I put in place. But hopefully you understand it. That's how you're going to make more money, is understanding what I'm doing. So as this doji was put in place, it was kind of red. And I'm like, this is a spot to reduce Tesla. This is a spot that went above a lot of my projections. My projections were 300 to 314. And it went to 358. Sometimes you go above it. Same way I said 85,000 in Bitcoin. It went to like 89,000. I was like, Red Dog, you were too conservative. I like to be conservative. I'm a conservative guy. Well, not that conservative, but I do try and be risk averse. I do quantify my risk, and I'd rather net money along the way. I'm not an all or nothing guy. That's why I use the tier system. So basically yesterday, it broke below this 336. And I said, if we enter the 325 range, I'm going to sell puts. So just to show you how I follow my process, I did sell the 295 puts for Friday because I was like, I'll buy that stock there. I don't care. Only sell puts in an area where you want to buy it. And I would buy it at 297.50, The 315 is not, I didn't sell those. So those are part of a call spread that's been maxed out. I bought the 305s when the stock was like 280, 305, 315 call spread. That was awesome. And that was the third one. That goes to show you how much we made with Tesla. So Elon, the man, who's now in charge of getting rid of the 297 agencies and turning it into 99 and taking $2 trillion off of the national debt. Hopefully he'll do a good job. But anyway, that's what I did here. And this is the virtual trading floor. I still have things going on. I'm in Amazon still. Hopefully Jeff gets the hell out of the way. We've already had a great trade there. I'm trying to stay with it. I bought the dip in CCJ. MSOS I actually bought yesterday when I heard the news. They left out for dead at 430. That was actually a decent trade. Rivian, remember yesterday I tweeted to everybody. I'm like, guys, Rivian's only up 50 cents. Last time it came out with news like this, it was up $4. And now Rivian, is up nicely. So, by knowing what happened prior and seeing it and reacting, you can make money. I didn't have Rivian yesterday, and I bought this at, 1095. So anyway, I already just trimmed a little bit. But the bottom line is, I'm trying to say is you be prepared, have your routine, have your process. And yesterday, I was like, hey, guys, I think Tesla, is going to trade below 336, and I want to be a buyer in this area. But again, where the 8-day is, I was a little conservative. So instead of buying the stock, I'm like, I'll sell the puts below for like $2. And if it never gets there, I keep the premium. And if it gets there, I'll buy the stock and I'll keep the premium. So as of right now, what's Tesla doing? Tesla is showing a little relative strength. It's up 8 and change. This is 337. So it'll be interesting to see if it gets rejected into this area, and still wants to pack and fill, which probably will be. Like, I wouldn't be buying Tesla on this up thing, but on this up open, but guys might try and, fade it, and then we'll see. It just needs time. So anyway, selling puts worked, and now I'm just trying to create cash flow and actively approach it every day with, with some prudence. Anyway, with that being said, let me now say hello to some of my dogs around the world. Okay, here we are. They're on YouTube, they're on Twitter. So Doge, the new sheriff in town. I kind of think it's a little cheesy. Listen, guys, I understand you're making money in these alt and these shit coins, and they're great when they're great, but come on, I guess how he did it, like Department of Government Efficiency. Pretty cute. Elon's pretty cute. Anyway, and it went to 40 cents and made people a lot of money. I'm not going to get into it. Tesla, too many gaps to fill. What do you say? Wow, not looking good. I think it's looking fine, to be honest. It just needs some time. Sorry that I was late today. I appreciate it. What up, Mikey Pags? Who else we got here? IWM will not consolidate again, at least 12 months. Oh, no, that would suck. We got DT44, Space Specialist up there. No audio. Hi from Nyack. Hopefully I have audio. He's back. Good morning from Sam. What up, Diego? Can you guys hear me? XBI was tough. XBI, I hate to say, I bought it, in the hole, and then thought it would go higher, and what a pain in the ass. But at least if you look at XBI, like, all I could say is this, okay? Here, when we talk about the red dog reversal, right? This is when I bought the XBI. I bought it down here, thinking we were going to get through 103.50. And then I trimmed some, and then I trimmed some all the way up to this. But I didn't kind of acknowledge the red dog reversal here at 104.22. I kind of thought it just was going to pause and let's take some size down. So basically from 97 to 105, it then did a red dog reversal sell, and it was relatively weak that day. So from here to there, that wasn't the end of the world. If you just had a lot of size, you had to get out of the way. So if just say you had 1,000 XBI, here, or options, and you sold a little bit into here, and then you sold a little bit and you kept the third on, you're losing on the last third instead of the other last third going to 110. So at this point, it's not over, but it definitely wasn't, definitely was worse than other things. I think there's also news in the bios. It was just, look what happened to Amgen yesterday. That's nasty. So anyway, yes, XBI wasn't great, but that's again why we use a tier system. So if you did buy here when it started to break out, saying, hey, I'm buying in anticipation of 103 and change, you were able to get rid of some here, and now chances are, my XBI, by the way, goes out to goes further out. So maybe there's a chance here. I have 11/22s, which is next Friday. So maybe if if what's it called, if the CPI is light, perhaps it wakes up a little bit. Scott, is Meta going to get above 600? That's what Manny wants to tell. I'll tell you, Meta was friggin', what's the word? I call it predatory. It went up $15 yesterday in the first 10 minutes, making it seem like it was going to get above 603 and be awesome. Instead, it went up and just bled, and that's not fun. Okay, so Meta right now, I haven't really been trading Meta as much because Meta's been a pain in the ass, and I'll be honest with you, and it's been hard. Okay, so I didn't get caught in this. Okay, but overall, now I think you got to see, does it hold here? Does it hold the top end of this? Meta wasn't considered really a Trump trade, to be honest. The President Trump doesn't want that much power in Facebook. And now, as you saw yesterday, he's saying they don't want to ban TikTok because that would make them too powerful. So bottom line, this wasn't a powerful trade. So I'm still just waiting. I am in a lot of Amazon. Amazon gave us a really nice trade already. Okay, it's great when you get the juicy trade. Remember, we were playing for it to get through 250, 202. He was right there. You had your earnings move. So right in here, I was buying a lot of Amazon stock. I was buying 202.50s, 205.50s, and it went to 212. So into that move, I trimmed all the way up. I was like, yeah, finally got some money back in Amazon. That was awesome. Then on this pullback, I'm like, I'm not going to have in the money calls. I started buying some 12.50s for next week. So if it goes again, I'm risking less, but I'm staying in the trade. That's what we call rolling up options. And I'm also still in Amazon itself, the stock. But we'll see. This to me is still in the game. This to me is still a focus. So out of the Mag 7, besides trading Tesla, which probably needs time, Amazon's been a focus. Okay, Apple's been a pain. I have some December calls on Meta. I haven't been looking at. Netflix, I'll say I missed this whole move, but I have it on my note, and a lot of people in my community made a lot of money. I put together a lot of strategies for everyone out there. The gap strategy. You could go, you're probably sick of my gap strategy because T3 Live always puts it out there with all of my ads, but it got above 736. It held, took out 773. It's above the 8-day moving averages. There's like 4 concepts in one that if you are like a doctor, a lawyer, a policeman, a fireman, and you're like, I'm going to just subscribe to Red Dog's note and use some of his strategies, you made a lot of money in Netflix. I did not. I did not focus there. But I did well enough on Amazon and Tesla, besides Bitcoin, besides the Wolf and Coors and and Mara and all those guys. You can't kiss all the girls. Can't say can't kiss all the babies because it's a little weird going out kissing babies. But the girls, maybe in college, but when you're married, you can't kiss all the girls anymore. But you could shake their hands and say what's up. Anyway, that's not a great analogy. So Manny wants to know Nvidia new highs today. I will say Nvidia looks to me like the only semi worth owning. The other semis are really broken and they're really a pain. And there is earnings coming up on 11/12. I am in options. I'm not sure if we're going to get a pre-earnings run. You have Nvidia's November 20th is the date. It's only November 13th. So if we're in a kind of a stronger tape and we don't really get hit hard, I would think this is going to take this out and go before the next print, which would be great because then we'll make money before the binary event. It's always great to be in a week or two for the run. And then if you're in straight calls, you can create a call spread and then you have even no risk to stay in it. So Nvidia to me still looks best. Like if I put up other charts of other semis, they look gross. A lot of them are below the 8 and 21 day. A lot of them have been sold on strength. So there's no reason to really look at other things and make things more complicated. So Nvidia looks pretty good. Google, yeah. Google I haven't focused on, but I also have it in my note and I put it up on the list. Came out with good numbers. They said, hey, it's going to be broken up now with Trump. It's probably not. Had a big move. Bull flag. Looks like it can continue. So there are things that are still moving and sequences that are still strong. Again, you don't have to be in 8 of them because you might not see the signal of relative strength or weakness to adjust your tier size. But anyway, SMCI delays at 10K again. Yeah, that could help Dell. That's true. I'm done with SMCI. SMCI is just the best example in the world on how you cannot fall in love in a stock. I know a lot of people that made a ton of money when you were above the 8-day, above the 21-day. I traded this. It was the top of the go-to list. And I know a lot of people that made a ton of lost, got put out of the business short. They started shorting like on this day thinking it was over, and then they never readjusted. But anyway, Here is where you had all this resistance, red dog reversal sell, red dog reversal sell, and this is when it broke the 8 and 21 day. So before all of this craziness, this has been since July 18th at $85. This has been below the 50-day. It never got back above it. It was never a momentum trade. It acted like crap. And now look at it down here. So with that being said, you never want to just, short and say this isn't going to end well without a plan. And you never just want to buy because something was as high as 122. Those are the ways you get put out of business, and Red Dog doesn't want his dogs out of business. I want you to continue to dig for bones and wag your tail. Yeah. What do I think of Dash? Dash has been absolutely fantastic. My buddies are making a killing. I've been talking about how Dash is going to be getting to 185, 175 to 188 for a while here. We had it on as a power play at around 128, right around here. I was long the entire time. I got out of it into earnings, and I put options on. I didn't make money with the earnings options because it was a bad time of year, unfortunately. But this still looks really good. But again, it's come a long way. But that's, if you find a name that you could massage and buy a dip and play through a bull flag and continue above Dash has not been below the 21-day moving average for, look at the daily chart. Look at this move. I've dissected it. I've played with it. I've been in it. And all it's done is hold the 8 and 21-day moving average. This is a pure lesson on never getting out of a name that's not below the 8 and 21-day moving average. But anyway, hopefully you did well with that. You missed the Tesla chart. I'll do it one more time. Tesla's not a great setup today. What would I have liked? I would have liked a move, $10 move down here, and then maybe you could buy versus a level at a reclaim this. Instead, it's opening up. Those who like the short might fade it into this zone. What I did yesterday, I was in a lot of options and a lot of stock up until here. I got out of it. And then I sold puts. I sold the 297.50s and the 295, saying, hey, if it never gets down there, I'll keep all that premium by Friday. If it moves lower, I'll sell more, and then I want to re-enter the stock. So for now, up 8 and change. It's not just, for a trading setup, it's not a great setup. Some guys who love to short will say, of course it's a good setup. It closed low yesterday. It was weak. Maybe you see a pivot high and short against it, and it goes red and continues to pack and fill. It's just not great. AMC, I'll tell you, AMC is kind of cute. AMC obviously has been left for dead. Okay, but a lot of people are making a lot of money, in altcoins and all of these names, and even GME. This has been in this range for a long time. What I would suggest here, which is what I did, and I'm going to probably go out just so I don't want to trade this piece of junk. That's what it is, a piece of junk. I think I've been to the movies twice in the last 2 years. But anyway, you could go out and buy the $5 calls for the next 2-3 weeks. And if the market continues to get frothy, this could have one of those moves. I don't know what would be, what would impact it. They've done so many, money raises and reverse splits that there's really not a lot of shares out there. So if this wanted to go to $7 and you wanted to buy the $5 calls for 25 cents, you could hit it. And here, go to the weekly chart. Back in 2022, this was $300. It's $4. When they had that meme craze. So if they wanted, go back one more time after this is a meme, I would just buy the $5 calls for next Friday, or even go buy the $6 calls through Thanksgiving, because some things usually happen during Thanksgiving. But I would not buy the stock. It would not be something I focus on. It would be something that if all of a sudden happens, you're excited about it, and you make some free money. Not free money, but you make money for being in it. But I would not be an AMC trader. I know GME gave everybody a little bit of a move. Okay, I actually made money on this also. I was saying these guys who had all these at the money raises, they should have done what Mr. did. They should have went out and used their money to start buying Bitcoin. If they did that, the stock would be $40. Anyway, and the higher this goes, the more individuals will look at AMC. But again, this is now we're getting to the crap of the crap, and that is why I said I want to start playing defense instead of offense, because I just went down. I went from coming out of a major hole. Yes, big traders get into major holes too. Back here, I was at the highs of my year down here because I caught this down move, and then right into here, I was like, we're gonna fade it, and we're gonna stall right here and head lower. And what happened here is I was short a lot of SPY premium. They had the CPI, they got me through it, and I got absolutely annihilated. It happens. And then here, I finally felt like we went sideways. We're going to take this out, and then that happened. So right around here, I was probably in one of my biggest holes I've ever been in. And, by this point, I made it all back and I'm through my highs of the year and I'm up a lot. And, and I feel awesome because it happened. It happens. Holes happen in trading. If anyone says they've never been in a hole in trading, maybe they've been trading for 2 days and you're probably in a hole. But if you've been trading for 30 years, holes happen. Pain trades happen. What do? You take it one day at a time. You take it, Rocky, remember Creed, one of that, I think during this process, I said, I'm like one punch, one round, move forward. One trade, right decision, net money, move forward. That is how you get out of a hole. But anyway, with that being said, we'll see how it goes. All I try and do is add some value to my community. For those of you who are part of the Alpha team, I love spending every day with you. My note goes out there to the masses. Some of you are in power plays now because you like to be told what to do. You don't want to just take my if this, then that, which is great. And we're going to keep evolving. And it's getting close to Thanksgiving time. Yeah, Thanksgiving time is my greatest time of year. If you guys remember, I started posting the turkey trot, right? The turkey trot. I make it fun. We have AI now. I can make these pictures of me as a big red dog on top of a wolf. And we did that starting here. The turkey trot. The turkey trot started on 10/11 right here. I'm like, we didn't hit 85,000 by Thanksgiving. I'm like, you want to be long Bitcoin now before Thanksgiving when your mother-in-law and your Uber driver ask you how they could buy it, above 85,000. So anyway, what a move. It's down a little bit today. I am smaller. I will be a buyer into some support. It's a little bit too extended. Way too many people started talking, Bitcoin 100,000 by today, and now it's at 87,000. I'm making up another AI. I'm going to put Santa Claus. Now that we're allowed to celebrate Christmas, if you remember like a year or two ago, they said you can't celebrate Christmas because not everyone could celebrate Christmas or something like that, or Hanukkah. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. So the bottom line is, I think this still has more room to go. If you want to take a look, this is Red Dog Premium, by the way. Actually, let's go to this one. This is Red Dog, which says I'm live. 207,000 individuals watching, which is awesome. Or not that many watching, 5,000. This is Red Dog Premium, where they get, which is, everyone who's paid. But if you remember here, I came out with, this is in the morning though, waking up. This is every morning. Every morning people are like, Red Dog, why do you post the same thing every day? You have no original content? I'm like, you don't get it, guys. Rise and grind every day. Consistency. So every day at 4:45, I'm up. I'm saying good morning by saying rise and grind because this world is a rise and grind. Obviously, being optimistic is how you get to your goals because you have to be optimistic to reach them. If you're a pessimist, you're not going to try anything. But that's why I do rise and grind. And I also made this after my heart surgery where I was Red Dog 2.0. That's the Phoenix, meaning rising again, just with an explosion. Somebody's like, that's racist. It's white power. It's this, it's that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Anyway, that's that. But then what I wanted to show you is, yes, by the way, Marco is a good friend. My brother was going to be his chief of staff. He said no. He was with them back in the day with the Tea Party. And then where's the turkey trot? Where is my little turkey trot? There's a lot of content out here. By the way, what they do is they take from the 630 Club little clips because not everyone has the bandwidth to watch a 20-minute video. They need a minute video, so that's what these things turned into. And then yes, thank a veteran every day, not just on Veterans Day, right? You feel good. You can wake up. You can have coffee. You can go in your sauna, your ice bath. This side. You know why? Because these guys are protecting you. Okay, we salute the flag. We don't kneel. And then I want to talk. Where's the turkey trot? Turkey trot and Bitcoin. What a move! Yeah. Oh, that's my dad. How cool is that? I took him to a poker tournament on this weekend, and he had a good time. And he was able to, and he's a veteran for the police. Yes, I do support the police. I think law and order is good. So we raised a lot of money for Veterans Day. My dad looks pretty good for 80 years old. Anyway, with that being said, I still just scrolling through this like memory lane here. Oh, Bobby, what up, Bobby 4.0? I miss you. This is my little sauna video. Some guys like, hey, Red Dog, it's a little close up. You look a little disheveled in the morning. I'm like, what you see is what you get, guys. I'm not friggin' putting makeup on for you. I'm going to my ice barrel. I just came out of my sauna. I'm usually smoking hot. I've been in there for 25 minutes. I say something from one of the videos that stand out to me. And oh, here it is. So this picture was made by Mike, who's awesome, my editor-in-chief. That was when the Wolf, WULF was at 5 1/4. I said it was going to 9. We played it. And that's when I said Bitcoin's going to start its turkey trot to 85,000. And that was on October 11th. So I will be making a new one of these. Maybe Red Dog will be in Santa Claus's sleigh. Now that we're allowed to celebrate Christmas. Remember that movie? Christmas. What movie was that? Anybody remember? I want my $2. Let's see if there's anybody from the 80s. Come on, Kenny. Todd knows. Give me the movie. But there will be a new one being made. Where's the turkey? The turkey was a strong turkey. See, I'll rise and grind every day. No one's really watching anymore. Okay. So with that said, the stream's over. And then we'll see. The nuclear names kind of got a little messed up. They're not as much. I also do this on Sundays because I don't want to talk X's and O's. I want my two. Remember, Bobby, what's the name of that movie? Who said we couldn't celebrate Christmas? You don't remember? Last, a year or two ago, when they started saying it's not fair to put Christmas trees out and ornaments out and this and that. All right, guys, no more talk. I got to go. It's 7:03. Sorry for being late. The feed hasn't been working. And what up, Alan? Thanks for staying along. Oh, this is my dad and all. This was Harold and Harold's agent. So this was the tournament. I put my dad in the middle of the picture. Every one of these girls were working the event, and he was very happy about that. That was fun, fun for him. And then this is the event. There we go. Anyway, with all this said, you got to have some fun. You also got to take some time to study your charts. Reversal, double top, bullish red. If you know all these charts, you're probably in some good shape. All right, have a good day. You guys are all tuning out. I'm babbling now. Later, guys. I appreciate you.